Good Wednesday morning, a wet and windy Wednesday. You see the rain showers are filling in, and it will be a tough go on the roads this morning. 56 degrees with the breeze kicking up, and again, wet weather coming down. Grab the umbrella, light raincoat as you're heading out as we stay in the 50s, and we're wet through at least the first half of the day. Kim?
Yeah, Brandon, and that rain causing some trouble for us on the roads this morning. We have a new accident to warn you about before you head out the door. Westbound I-94 right at Shook Road. This accident blocking both shoulders.
All right, Kim, thank you. 5:26 is your time, and a local teen borrows his mom's car to go to McDonald's. But there is a major problem with this because this teenager isn't near of age to drive a vehicle, just 13 years old.
Well, maybe he wanted a Happy Meal. The unlicensed driver caused a three-car accident last Friday on Metropolitan Parkway and Van Dyke in Sterling Heights. Police say the teen boy did admit to taking his mother's car without her permission. Is there a good chance that he's grounded? Probably for life. There's unclear at this moment if he'll be charged with anything. His mom must be furious.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Malachi, don't even think about it.
Right. 5:26 is your time, everybody. New in our next half hour, warning for drivers who take I-696 on a regular basis. There is a major new construction project that you're probably not going to want to know about, but it's going to cause some big-time chaos for months, so we'll get you prepared.
And not standing by her man, Harvey Weinstein's wife, speaking out now about the sex scandal involving her husband. We'll tell you what she has to say.
Plus, the heartbroken would-be hero, the man who shot and killed his neighbor accidentally while trying to save her from a dog mauling, is talking with Local 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News Today at 5:30 starts now.
A local mom tossed in jail for not vaccinating her son. Now she'll come face to face with a judge again today.
Plus, let it rain. Brandon tracking some cooler, wet weather for Metro Detroit.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. We'll try and get you over the hump this morning, although when it's cloudy and rainy, that does kind of drag the day out.
And are you okay with all this rain?
Well, apparently we need it. That's what the meteorologist
My lawn doesn't need
saying.
it. My lawn has turned it into a floodplain.
Well, that's because you won't turn off your sprinklers.
Well, that too.
Brandon, a lot of rain coming our way.
Yeah, we do. We're taking a look right now at the live picture of downtown, and that rain is moving into Metro Detroit, already coming down heavy in some spots, but coming back into play here on the east side in Detroit, down to 56 degrees with a northeast wind at 13. The wet weather is increasing throughout parts of Washtenaw County into Wayne County now, coming out of Monroe County, so get ready. Again, up along I-75 heading through Oakland County, up into Macomb County, I-94 from Mount Clemens to Port Huron will again become drenched, and the roadways are going to become very soupy. Pool, ponding, hydroplane concerns on your morning drive. So we have rain through the early afternoon, only in the 50s today with a pretty steady breeze coming out of the northeast. So through about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, expect these showers to be around. We're packing the umbrellas. We have the light jackets on today because of the 50s and that breeze. And you see more showers that will be filling in, guys, from the south. Boy, could they use a little of this out west.
Well, let's talk about out west, Brandon. Thank you. We do want to get you caught up on the very latest in California, the deadly and devastating wildfires that are impacting so many areas in California, including the very well-known wine country.
Absolutely, and we know that at least 17 people are confirmed dead because of this, and the fear right now is that that number will go up. Local 4's Jay Gray joining us live now from Napa, California. This is devastating.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. Efrod, Rhonda, good to talk to you this morning. Horrible situation. And yeah, we could use some of that rain you guys are getting, not in the forecast at this point. Look, this is one of the homes in the neighborhoods that have been just gutted by flames. This is a scene that's playing out across Northern California right now. And this morning, the fire's still growing. A haunting orange glow bounces across the night sky. The flames rage out of control, swallowing everything in their path. Already gone more than 100,000 acres, dozens of neighborhoods, and thousands of homes and businesses.
Oh my God!
17 wildfires are burning across California right now, blamed for at least 17 deaths and close to 200 injuries. More than 100 people are still missing as the flames continue to spread.
The fires are still out there. They are still actively growing.
And still forcing many families to grab whatever they can and get out.
We drove through the fence, he smashed through it, and then we drove right over the top of all the flames, down Aurora Lane, which is burning on either side.
Pushed by winds gusting to at times 70 miles an hour and leaving behind ashes and rubble, but unable to sear away the resolve of survivors.
We're Americans, we will survive, we'll rebuild, and we'll move on, all of us.
But that can't start until the fires are stopped. Now, look, really no breeze right now. Conditions did ease overnight, allowing firefighters to make a little bit of progress, but still nowhere close to containment. And there's concern this morning that the wind's going to pick up again overnight into Thursday, fanning and pushing the flames. Evrod, Rhonda?
Wow.
Oh, it's just awful. Jay, we know that there were evacuation orders. In terms of this death toll, I was just curious. Is it that people were not being alerted in time enough to get out, or did they just want to ride it out? And also talk more about that federal disaster declaration.
Yeah, Rhonda, well, a lot of people were trying to ride it out. In fact, we've talked to some who said, yeah, we waited till the last minute and that was a mistake. But understand, this fire was moving very quickly as well. Winds gusting to 50, even in some areas 70 miles an hour. So it would come up on these neighborhoods and homes so quickly that people could not escape. You asked about the federal disaster aid. That's moving in. The president has signed that order overnight, and that means we'll get more funds to fight this fire, more boots on the ground, more equipment, so that should be a big help.
Wow.
Certainly need it there.
Absolutely.
And so many other areas across the United States. It's been a tough fall.
All right, Jay, thank you. It is 5:35 now. And as you're heading out the door, let's turn things over to Kim DiGiulio. She's got a look at your morning drive.
All right, guys. Well, we want to get you prepared before you head out the door. Those roads are wet this morning. Travel is going to be tricky. That's what I was trying to say. All right, but we've got a few I don't know what I was saying. Anyways, this is definitely going to slow you down. Westbound I-94 right at Shook Road, blocking both shoulders. And take a look. We already have red and orange on our map here, which means it's very slow in that area. You might want to think about using Gratiot instead this morning if you do travel that way over on I-94. And then 75 has some trouble as well on the southbound side right at Holly Road. We have another accident blocking the right shoulder. Not seeing as much delays here, but just something to be cautious of. And I'm going to keep a close eye on both of those accidents. I'll bring you an update on them coming up in my next report at 5:44. Back to you.
We'll be checking back in with you then, Kim. Thank you. It is 5:36 now, and it's back to court today for a woman who made national headlines last week.
Yes, it's the Ferndale mother we're talking about who refused to vaccinate her child with, once again, she is going to be before a judge in this case today. Local 4's Rod Maloney brings us up to speed on the entire case if you're not familiar, live out in Pontiac. Good morning, Rod.
Yeah, good morning, Rhonda. You know, Rebecca Brito was in the Oakland County Jail until Monday. That's after being sent there last Wednesday. And it had to do with a case involving her son, her 9-year-old son, and whether he should be vaccinated. She could not bring herself to do it. And now they have to go back to court today to see where they go from here.
I would like to offer my most humble apology for having to stand in front of you today. I take full responsibility for my actions, and it was not my intent to disrespect Your Honor or to disobey the court's orders.
Rebecca Brito wanted to turn the proceedings into a debate about vaccinating children. She and many others fear they cause greater harm than they prevent. But Judge Karen McDonald made it clear it was not why they were there.
Mom agreed in a consent order dated November 30th, 2016, that the minor child would be vaccinated.
Rebecca and this man, James Horn, are the parents. They had an annulment. But the claim is that he previously shared the anti-vaccination opinion and Horn changed his mind. The judge said the dad does get a say.
10 months have gone by, and mothers failed to comply with the order that she agreed to.
In the end, Rebecca served 6 days in jail. She was released on Monday, and they returned to court today to look forward to what comes next. It was a contempt of court citation that she ended up spending that time in jail for. Today they go and look to see what they want to do, where this is all headed, what can become of this case, which means it's likely to turn back into that debate about whether vaccinations are good, bad, or indifferent. Back to you.
Okay, so Rod, do we know whether her son has been vaccinated?
Well, you know, we don't, but we were told that the father had the option to get the son vaccinated, and he had apparently said during those proceedings last week that he was going to get the boy vaccinated. So we will find out this morning if, in fact, that is the case, and then it becomes the question of where does the case go from there? Is there more that can or should be done? We'll find out.
Yeah, this is a story that's gained a lot of attention, as we mentioned, and we'll definitely be following this one. Rod, thank you.
It is 5:38, and we do have an update on Tuesday's motel fire there in Warren. Investigators are now confirming that they are looking into this case as arson. Families who live in that hotel escaped the fire and were told that they feared the fire had been deliberately set. The fire started about 3 o'clock in the morning at the America's Best Motel on Miller. 2 police officers just happened to be in the area and were first to respond to the fire. Several people were treated for minor burns, but thankfully no one was killed.
This morning, a Detroit man who says that he was trying to save a friend's life is devastated. Devastated because she ended up dying after he fired a gun. 52-year-old Pat Cosby was walking on Detroit's east side on Sunday when she was attacked by a wild dog that was known in the neighborhood. That's when fellow neighbor Mike Williams says that he was trying to help. He stepped in, but when he fired his gun trying to hit the dog, he hit Cosby instead, who later died.
Trying to shield her from the dog, and next thing you know, it just hurt so bad. I was glad I was there, but in a way I kind of hate I was there, you know, especially with her losing her life like that, and all I was doing is just trying to help.
Well, police say that they are investigating the shooting and that Williams is cooperating. They'll turn their file over to the prosecutor's office. We should let you know, Williams told Local 4 that police have told him that they don't expect any criminal charges.
And he was familiar. The families knew each other.
Yeah.
It's just so sad.
It is 5:50, everybody, and there is an alarming link between Halloween and LICE. And it's a risk that many parents don't think about, so we'll explain why you need to be cautious this season.
Yes, plus a new twist in the case of a nurse roughed up by police while simply trying to do her job. More on that after the break.
Save big. Welcome back. It is 5:44, and movie mogul Harvey Weinstein's wife, Georgina Chapman, is leaving him. And this all comes as allegations of rape, abuse, and other forms of sexual misconduct mount against him. Chapman announced the separation after a story in New Yorker magazine alleged Weinstein raped multiple women. The report also included new allegations of harassment and other inappropriate behavior. Angelina Jolie and Gwyneth Paltrow are the 2 latest actresses to accuse Weinstein. Angelina Jolie saying that she refused to work with him after an incident that happened between the 2 of them, allegedly. Weinstein denies all of these allegations, but a spokesperson confirmed last night that he is headed to rehab. Well, the lights are going out on one Upper Peninsula city tomorrow, but if the residents are lucky, they'll snooze right through it.
We're talking about 4,500 people in Negaunee that will be powerless starting on Tuesday at 2 a.m. due to substation repairs. Electricity should be restored by 5 a.m. on Thursday. I've lived in Michigan my whole life, but I don't exactly know where in the UP Negaunee is, or even if I'm pronouncing it right, Brandon. Oh, it's near Marquette.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly right.
Or Ishpeming. It's near Ishpeming.
That's what I was going to say.
There you go.
right there. What's it called again?
Negaunee?
Negaunee. It's near Eagle Mills.
Not gonna talk about it anymore in the forecast. Good morning, everybody. Sunrise time for us not until 7:42 a.m. It's going to be soaking wet as you head outside and very slow, so we need to plan a little extra time. Sun sets tonight before 7 p.m., 6:58, and by the late afternoon, the showers will become a lot more spotty, but still some activity around through the late afternoon and toward that sunset time. The yellow on 4Live radar indicates some heavier rains coming in from southwest to northeast, so it's lifting right over downtown Detroit here over the next 15 to 30 minutes, and then up I-94 into St. Clair Shores, Mount Clemens on the way to Port Huron, and we see some showers over in Westland that are heading into parts of Oakland County as well. So we're watching that activity increasing through the morning and pretty much covering all of us with this steady rain that is continuing to fill in. Temperatures stay on the cooler side today, so dress for 50s with these northeast winds 8 to 18, gusting occasionally over 20 miles an hour. And again, through the afternoon, the rain showers become a little bit lighter and more spotty. Just emphasizing that. A wider view here does show our north zone up in the thumb getting some heavy rain as well. Can get an isolated rumble of thunder too. Monroe County, a little brief break coming your way, but we do have more showers coming out of the Chicagoland area that will be pivoting in here. And boy, wouldn't we love to take just 1 hour of our rain and put it over the San Francisco area, Napa Valley under fire, but no rain in the forecast for our friends out in California dealing with these devastating and fatal wildfires. We'll be covering that with you throughout the morning as well. Tomorrow we're cloudy and cool start in the 40s, but only 65 degrees. That's kind of a classic October-like day tomorrow. So although it'll be a little dull and gray, kind of the par for the course, as they say. We can still play golf on Friday, though, Kim. 70s with some sun.
Oh, I'm not playing golf. Rhonda will. I'm not really good at it. All right, well, let's take a look at what's going on. We've got problems out there because of that rain we're seeing on the roads, but I want to start with some good news. We did have an accident over on I-75 at Holly Road. That is gone, but here's what we're dealing with right now. Westbound I-94 right at Shook Road. We have the left lane blocked, left shoulder blocked as well. If you take a look here, it looks like even the right shoulder is blocked a little bit before where that accident happened. So delays are building, as we can see here from this camera shot here, so may want to think about using Gratiot instead this morning if westbound I-94 is part of your normal commute. But other than that, no other accidents to report at this time, so that's good, just down to one right now. But we have construction over on northbound I-75 between I-696 and 12 Mile. That's where the project is happening, one lane blocked there for 12 hours, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. This also happening during that same time tomorrow. And then eastbound I-94 will have construction right near Zeeb Road, one lane blocked there at 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and this will also happen tomorrow during that same time. I'll keep a close eye on that accident over on I-94. I'll bring you an update on it coming up in my next report at 5:54. Back to you.
All right, we'll see you then. In the meantime, it is 5:49 and new this morning. Concerns continue to grow over high class sizes in the Detroit Public Schools Community District. And the Free Press is now reporting guidance counselors have been moved into teaching positions as a result of these crowded classrooms. Officials are also said to be considering moving assistant principals into the classrooms as well. The district superintendent, Nikolai Vitti, addressed the concerns during Tuesday's school board meeting, saying that some classes have as many as 50 students. Vitti says the administrators have to be used due to the district being short 150 teachers.
All right, everybody, it's time now for some stories that you might have missed. The owner of the Dallas Cowboys is being sued. The United Labor Union say that Jerry Jones violated the National Labor Relations Act with his latest threat against the players.
Yes, well, the Joneses threatened to discipline his players if they protest during the national anthem, saying that anyone who disrespects the flag won't be allowed to play. The complaint was filed on Tuesday and asked the board to investigate before anything happens to prevent illegal firings of players. The Dallas Cowboys and the NFL have declined to comment.
And a familiar face to the city of Detroit was honored before last night's Red Wings Stars game down in Dallas. New Dallas Police Chief Renee Hall was on the ice for a ceremonial puck drop.
Yeah, so awesome. Hall is the first ever female police chief in the city of Dallas, but she is born and raised right here in Detroit. She was the deputy police chief right here for our Detroit Police Department. Each team also presented her with her own jersey.
Oh,
so
cool.
Big congrats to Renee Hall and, of course, her very proud family here in Detroit.
Absolutely. She'll do great down there.
Yes.
It is 5:51, everybody. And just a reminder, voting has started for the Local 4 Film Challenge. Detroit's top 10 finalists have been selected.
Yes, and you can watch the submissions and cast your vote. Help these filmmakers win this awesome opportunity. Go to our website at clickondetroit.com and search under the Scene on 4 tab. The top film will win a trip to the filmmaker, I should say, to the Sundance Film Festival, and also $1,000 in spending money. The voting ends on November 18th, and good luck to all the filmmakers.
There's a lot of good ones there.
Yeah, there are.
All right, so Macomb County, consider yourself warned.
After the break, a heads up about what's being called a construction nightmare.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Tonight at 10.
Pack the umbrella, pack the patience as you head out. You see the rain getting a little heavier here through downtown, and that will continue to be the case as we head through the next several hours. Quite a bit more rain pivoting our way out of the west, so keep the umbrellas going, light jackets, 50s, and wet through the middle afternoon, Kim.
All right, well, you're definitely going to need to pack the patience with this one. We've got a jackknife semi over on eastbound M14 right at Sheldon Road, and only the left lane is open, so you can imagine those backups are really starting to build.
All right, Kim, thank you. At 5:55 is your time. A Utah police officer caught on video roughly handcuffing a nurse who refused to draw a patient's blood has been fired. You probably remember this video. It happened in Salt Lake City, Utah. A police chief made the decision after evidence found that Detective Jeff Payne violated department policies when he arrested Alex Wubbles, the nurse here. Payne demanded that blood be drawn from an unconscious patient that was brought in. Wubbles was arrested after explaining to Payne the hospital policy required that he have a warrant or the patient's consent before he could draw the blood, or the hospital could. Wubbles was never charged.
All right, everybody, let's turn to good health now. Forget the ghosts, forget the goblins. The biggest scare that you can encounter this Halloween could be a case of head lice. Okay, so as we get deeper into October, the kids get closer to trick-or-treating, but parents, not the candy that you should be on high alert for only. It's also the costumes, because there's been a big jump in head lice this time of year, and it comes from costume shopping. If you didn't know, lice can live not only in your hair, but it can live in masks, wigs, and even hats. But you can prevent it from spreading. Once you buy a costume, here's what you should do. Put it in a sealed bag for 48 hours or more. Then you can toss the costume into the dryer for about 45 minutes, and that hopefully will get rid of any lice that might be in. Lice, talking about it just makes me itch.
I know, but I'm thinking, is that because people try them on and might have head lice and then it spread? Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Better to be safe than
absolutely.
itchy.
You don't want that problem.
No.
All right.
Ugh.
So here's the alert, everybody. If you travel daily along I-696, which we know hundreds of thousands of people do, here's a stretch between I-75 and I-94 for all our East Siders in Macomb County. Get ready for some major delays coming in the spring.
But there necessary construction work happening there. MDOT plans to close all westbound lanes of the freeway so that the concrete can be replaced. The project is set to start next spring and last until the end of 2018. An open house public meeting will be held on October 24th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Warren City Hall. And if you're concerned, you can meet the construction team and learn about any scheduled detours.
Well, we know that's the stretch where there was falling concrete, people were injured, cars were damaged, so it definitely is a stretch that needs repairs.
Necessary repairs there indeed. It's 5:58, everybody. Coming up all new at 6 o'clock, local stories for you from Warren, Waterford, and Detroit.
Plus, it claims to be the first automaker to do it. The return policy it's now promising. We'll tell you more about that.
And hacked and unaware. New this morning, kind of a startling revelation about that massive Equifax hack and those who are impacted and don't know it. We've got everything you need to know when we come back in 1 minute. Keep it here.
It's live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News Today at 6 starts now.
Good morning, everybody. Somehow we've gotten through an hour and a half of news without you saying that word you created 2 weeks ago about what today is.
Friday Eve Eve? Is that what, you know, I've gotten so many people that message me on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram and Snapchat letting me know that Friday Eve Eve is here to stay.
I can't believe I even initiated the conversation because some of us just like to call it Wednesday.
But it's catching on, so thank you.
I remembered. All right, we do want to get to some serious news on this Wednesday morning. We're talking about these wildfires that are still raging out in California's wine country. It continues to spread as the search continues for nearly 200 100 people that are missing and the death toll rising.
Plus, he drew a line.
A fan of mine who's a supporter of his, I'm drawing in the sand a line. You're either for or against.
And there you have it, rapper Eminem telling his fans to pick a side. It's either him or President Trump in an explicit rap ripping the commander-in-chief.
And you probably heard while you were sleeping, as you're waking up this morning, it is raining outside. It's umbrella weather on this Wednesday. You might want to leave early. Rain could impact your morning drive, make it a bit slower. Of course, Brandon is watching over just how much rain we'll see and when it'll stop.
Well, we're planning on rain for a good part of the day, maybe not non-stop, meaning we get a brief break here or there, but the showers will be returning, and they're coming down pretty heavy right now. So if you're heading out, you're going to see some pooling and ponding, likely maybe some hydroplaning. We just want to warn everybody, it is moderate to heavy rain in spots, middle 50s in all 4 zones, and a little breezy, and we're likely going to stay in the 50s throughout the day because of the clouds, the rain, the lack of sun, and these northeast winds that are coming at a pretty good clip. But right now, raining, this yellow that we show over Grosse Ile up I-75 into Detroit is now lifting north along 696 in Oakland County, and soon to be pretty heavy stuff throughout parts of Macomb County as well. Bus stop, it's jackets and umbrellas, 53 degrees this morning. Sunrise at 7:42, and this afternoon the showers become a lot more spotty, but it stays on the cool side. Kim is here with 4 Live traffic to see if weather and traffic aren't getting along.
Oh, they definitely are not getting along this morning. It's going to be a tricky commute, and we've got a problem over on M14 that's definitely going to slow you down. Now, originally this accident came in over on the eastbound side of M14, but it's actually the westbound side of M14. We've got a jackknife semi right at Sheldon Road, and 2 right lanes are blocked. As you can see, this yellow on our map here, delays are starting to build. So again, if this is part of your morning commute, you're going to want to give yourself plenty of extra time. Back to you.
Kim, thank you. It is 6:03, and we have an update now about this deadly accident near Park Drive and Maiden Street on Detroit's east side from yesterday morning. The Detroit News reports the 2 Detroit police officers have been suspended with pay after failing to disclose they were allegedly chasing the car the 19-year-old victim was driving. Both officers violated department policy, and a criminal investigation has been launched. The chase happened in the 9th precinct, which is the same precinct where 15-year-old Damon Grimes died after being chased by an MSP trooper. And the man in this controversial arrest has been released from jail. Detroit police have released new video now from the Tuesday arrest at that Meijer on 8 Mile Road and Woodward. In the video, it shows the moments leading up to David Bivens' arrest. After being suspected of shoplifting, the officer asked to see Bivens' receipt. Well, after a verbal exchange, the officer started beating him with a baton. Police say that Bivens was resisting arrest. Detroit police have not identified the officer seen here who hit him in the mouth, but say that he is a longtime veteran of the 11th precinct.
Time now is 6:04, and today we know that 17 people lost their lives in the wildfires out in California, and more than 100 more people are still missing in these fast-moving fires that continue to burn out of control in parts of California, in the northern region especially. President Trump has approved the state's request for a federal disaster declaration, allowing the federal government to provide funding to help fight the fires. So far, more than 20,000 residents have been evacuated.
We got out, but I will never, ever wait that long again. It just, we kept thinking that it was going to be better than it was, and it wasn't. It was really frightening.
So far, no word on what initially sparked these fires burning in the California wine country, Napa, Sonoma impacted, and many other areas. We're going to have a live report from California ahead at 6:30 with the very latest there. Meanwhile, the former foreign policy advisor to the Trump campaign will plead the Fifth Amendment in the ongoing Russian investigation. Carter Page came under scrutiny over reports that he improperly communicated with Russian officials during the presidential campaign. Page said on Tuesday night that he will invoke the constitutional right to keep from turning over requested documents to officials. It is unclear if he will be subpoenaed to testify.
The Summit Place Mall in Waterford won't be a bother for much longer. Waterford Township has finally given the okay to get rid of the 74-acre eyesore after the building was deemed unsafe. The building has had issues since its 2014 closure, and residents were putting the pressure on the city.
I have to answer these people. I got to start telling them something that's fact-based. I got to give them something they can sink their teeth into. Besides another 90 days, another 120 days, another, 360 days, we just go on and on and on.
Demolition could come as early as May and will cost around $4 million. The owners will foot the bill for that. It is 6:06, everybody, and their private information was exposed, and believe it or not, they didn't even know it.
Yes, it was major breaking news, though, and concerns are that many people don't realize that they're impacted by that massive Equifax breach. Let's get to Local 4 business editor Rod Maloney. He joins us now live this morning with new information on how so many people are unaware that they could be impacted.
Yeah, Rhonda, it's amazing. You would think that people would be living under a rock not knowing about the Equifax breach, considering how damaging it is, how widespread it is. But the fact of the matter is that we're in a different age. For all the information that's available, people have the choice as to whether to listen or not. And apparently, a lot of people have decided that they don't want to hear news like this. The Equifax hack is one of the most devastating of all time because it impacts roughly half of the nation's adults, 145 million people plus. But a new study tells us that millions of consumers still don't know about the breach, or perhaps worse yet, have done nothing to check whether the breach might affect them. A report released by creditcards.com says 61 million consumers checked their credit report soon after learning of the Equifax breach, blowing up not only the phone lines at the Equifax headquarters in Atlanta, but all three major credit bureaus. But the report says a staggering 71 million, or more than half affected, still are unaware of the breach. In particular, the study finds younger millennials, those aged 18 to 26, are the most clueless about the incident, with half of them unaware that the breach even occurred. And if that's not bad enough, scammers are already out trying to exploit the situation. They're calling people on the phone looking to have them give up their personal information, like their social security number, claiming that they're from Equifax. Oxium security expert Matt Loria warns, do not do that.
If someone is calling you asking for any personal information, do not give it out. What you can always do is you can call back to that company, not with the number that that person gives you on the phone, but you can go to that company's website and call them directly.
And of course, there are a lot of corners to all of this, what to do, how to do it. And you're probably looking for a one-stop shop to find out how to do it, soup to nuts. Well, just go to the Maloney Money page at clickondetroit.com. And you go down to the right-hand side there. It has a little section called Resources. You click on that, and we'll give you everything from how to find out if you're involved in the breach, to what to do, to how to contact all of the credit bureaus, and even how to get a credit freeze. Reporting live, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
And it's just better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Rod, thank you.
Don't want your identity stolen and going through that whole nightmare, so definitely take the precautions. It's 6:09, everybody, and taking delivery to the next level. But is this a little bit too intrusive? We'll tell you the new service that Amazon is exploring coming up.
And tell us how you really feel, Eminem. The rapper unleashes on President Trump in a freestyle rap. Well, we'll show you what we can coming up next.
Welcome back, everybody. Happening today, our Detroit Lions are back at work after having Tuesday off. But what many want to know is the very latest on quarterback Matt Stafford and his knee, ankle, or whatever was making him limp. He'll be holding a news conference today. It's unclear if he'll talk about that limp. We saw on Sunday. That has us all wondering if he's okay to play this Sunday down in New Orleans. But he didn't talk about it on Sunday, so we'll just have to see if he'll answer any questions. Practice will be held at 2 o'clock this afternoon. No word on if Stafford will be on the field participating. We're back in a minute.
Introduce. But we better give Obama props, because what we got in office now's a kamikaze that'll probably cause a nuclear holocaust.
Eminem went off, and believe it or not, he was just getting started. Detroit's own rapper Eminem targeting President Trump in a 4.5-minute freestyle. It aired during the BET Hip Hop Awards, furthering the rapper's position as one of the president's hardest critics.
Wait, how was I gonna start this off? I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
That's how Eminem started his 4-minute freestyle video. It was released last night and shows Eminem criticizing President Donald Trump for a number of things.
Racism's the only thing he's fantastic for.
M talks about how the president uses Twitter and mentions the most recent debate about NFL players kneeling for the national anthem.
It's like we take a step forwards then backwards. But this is his form of distraction. Plus, he gets an enormous reaction when he attacks the NFL, so we focus on that instead of talking Puerto Rico with gun reform for Nevada, all these horrible tragedies, and he's bored and would rather cause a Twitter storm with the Packers.
It's getting a lot of attention on social media, and Eminem ends his video with a message to any of his fans who are supporters of President Donald Trump.
And any fan of mine who's a supporter of his, I'm drawing in the sand a line. You're either for or against.
And there you have it. All you have to do is go to social media and you can hear the entire rap. It's pretty alarming. Right now, we are hearing from a lot of you. It's a hot topic this morning on social media, and we want to hear from you. We'll hear from maybe Cassidy right now. She says, I love Eminem, but I'm a Trump supporter. So to Eminem, I say, bye, Felicia. Okay, well, that's one fan that he lost there because of this. And then let's take a look at what Rachel Smith says. She says, many people feel the same way. This country is in a horrible condition. So she's sticking with Eminem there. Then we've got this guy saying, cue the Nugent and Kid Rock fan saying entertainers should stay out of politics in 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking he's on Eminem's side as well. And then we've got Carl Trump. Well, I think we know whose side he's on. It says, seems to me everyone tries to remain relevant by attacking Donald Trump. Way to remain negative. Okay, well, we've got a lot of people weighing in on this one. We want to know whose side you're on. Go to the Local 4 Facebook page. Well, there you'll also find the unedited video as well. It's quite interesting, guys. A lot of people talking about it this morning.
Yeah, they certainly are. Also talking about how awesome the weather's been around here, although that is
Not
an abrupt end today.
Yeah.
I appreciate the bump up there because it's like push up and then you're going to not like the forecast today. So hopefully you have enjoyed the last couple of weeks.
We have.
It has been nice. We have temperatures out there right now in the 50s. And this is your 4 live radar with lightning tracker. And we're not getting any lightning. Well, there have been a few rumbles around the state this morning, so can't rule it out. Another batch of heavy rain coming up I-75 into downtown right now. Again, trending then on I-94 into Hamtramck, getting more wet weather headed your way up into the Grosse Pointes, Centerline, Fraser, another round in Roseville. And you can see it's a little bit lighter through western Wayne County, but as you head west of Ann Arbor, another heavy round there that's trending from Manchester, Saline up into Howell, Brighton, Pinckney, and parts of Oakland County as well. 696 looks very wet. Hydroplaning, a little bit of an issue for us this morning. The Kimcast, the Haircast, it is bad news. It's rainy, it's windy, it's cool. Oh my. Temperatures today in the 50s staying put as long as we've got the low clouds, the rain, which we will have filling in, continuing to fill in through the morning and into the afternoon. It becomes a little more spotty. By about 2, 3 o'clock, we should notice the showers not completely shutting off, but at least breaking apart a little bit. Northeast winds 8 to 18, gusting a little bit stronger here and there. As we look at a wider view and you see the little rotation around the area of low pressure, the storm maker here across central and northern Illinois, this is still going to be pivoting in our direction. So it's hours and hours of wet weather, badly needed, but makes for a very rough morning commute. A little bit better this evening, but still some spotty showers around. Tomorrow it's mainly clouds, an isolated shower or two, but clouds will keep us in the 60s. We'll get into the low 70s Saturday with some sun, and Friday and Saturday, that is. But late Saturday, we will see some showers coming in. Here is a look at the current shower activity out there. Our Hanson's weather window, our photojournalist Josh Strand out there this morning showing you a quick little recap of the pooling and ponding and hydroplaning concerns. It's a good, steady, moderate, heavy rain, Kim. We need to just warn everybody, not panic, but extra time needed.
Absolutely. And you warned us yesterday, Brandon, this was going to be the deal this morning. So no surprises here. We do have 2 accidents I want to let you know about. This one just popped up here over on northbound I-75. Right at I-96, there's an accident blocking the center lane. So there will be some backups building there. Also, sorry, that's what I meant to say. Also, we have that jackknife semi situation over on westbound M14 right at Sheldon Road. Only the left lane is open there, so we are seeing backups there as well. So give yourself plenty of extra time this morning, no matter where you're going, because it could be a little bit of a tricky commute. Back to you.
All right, Kim, thank you. Sorry for laughing. Evrod started the laughter, though. I was laughing at Evrod's laughter. We love you, Kim. All right, 6:19 is your time, and in today's consumer headlines, automaker Hyundai is offering a return policy. One, it says, is the first of its kind. We'll have more on that. Plus, Walmart is expanding its grocery pickup, and Amazon wants to drop off deliveries right inside of your house or your car. Let's get to Maribel Aber to explain all of these stories to us this morning live from NASDAQ. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Rhonda. Well, Amazon is going after these so-called porch pirates who steal its packages. The online retail giant is exploring a way to put items right into your car's trunk. CNBC reports Amazon is talking to this company. It's called Frame. They make smart license plates. The Frame plates contain a secure box to hold car keys that can be unlocked by a smartphone. So you could grant a delivery person access to the key, and they can put that package right into your trunk. Walmart is opening up 1,000 new pickup spots for online grocery orders. The spots are in Walmart locations throughout the U.S. The retailer believes offering an easy pickup for groceries is key to hooking consumers and turning them into regular Walmart shoppers. The new locations for pickups are part of the chain's fierce battle with Amazon to win consumers. Okay, Hyundai will let you return your car if you don't like it. The South Korean automaker is giving car buyers 3 days to bring their vehicle back if they don't like it. It's part of an overhaul of the car buying experience as automakers are feeling pressure to make the process more consumer friendly. Hyundai also allows buyers to do much of the paperwork online and schedule test drives over the web. You know, Rhonda, being able to do the paperwork online would help. I mean, think about all the time we've spent in the car dealership.
Exactly. All right, Maribel, thank you. And let's turn our attention over to Kim. And Kim, you're not going to believe what I just heard.
What?
Evrod, you know he is a tough sell on our pet of the week. He said he thinks this one's adorable.
Oh, Evrod.
It's a big deal.
This is one of my dogs.
Yes.
This is my rescue.
This is a very
I'm all for pets, y'all.
Thank you, Evrod. We'd like to hear that. All right, well, this is Oliver, and one of the sweetest dogs ever. It's a poodle mix, you were saying?
Yeah, we're saying poodle mix.
Okay.
They have a hoarding situation, but doing wonderful, you know, with his brothers and sisters.
Good, and he's about a little over a year?
A little over a year.
Needs some
Still
training?
Needs some training. We're still working on that because he wasn't socialized well. So now he has, like, attached himself to me like, he's like a little duck. He follows me everywhere.
Oh, well, that's awesome. He just wants some love. So if you're interested in adopting Oliver, you can call What We Do for the Love of Pets Rescue at 313-671-4134. And we also want to give you an adoption update. One of our recent pets of the week right here is Aspen. Oh, I loved Aspen. Those ears were so cute. So this is Aspen with the new owners, Dave and Carrie Smesnick, and it looks like Aspen has a friend to play with now, so that is so fun.
Right, a lot of
brothers. How cute. I love it. All right, well, thank you so much, Patrice, for joining us. And if you're interested in Oliver, who is such a nice dog, call right away. Back to you.
Aw, let's hope we get Oliver home. That was an adorable dog.
Patrice, your phone is going to be blowing up.
Yeah, 6:22 is your time, everybody. And ahead, World Cup woe. What happened to Team USA? Oh, it hasn't happened in more than 30 years. We'll tell you if you missed it.
And it's about that time of the morning where we introduce you to today's Facebook friend for the day. This is Dorothy. Dorothy Punchke? She's from East Point. I don't know. She's a proud mom and a grandma of 3 beautiful grandsons sitting right there on her lap. And she enjoys gardening, sewing, and going to estate sales with her fiance, Steve.
I'm going to go with Dorothy Patsky.
Well, I'm just hungry, so I want a Porchy, okay?
Sorry, Dorothy, we tried. But we want to send you a gift card to Happy's Pizza. That'll make you smile, all for being our friend of the day and having such an adorable family. And everybody else, don't forget to like the Local 4 Facebook page. Once you're there, click on the Friend of the Day tab, and you can upload your picture and, of course, tell us a little something about yourself as well. We're back in a moment.
Rain, not going away. It is coming in rounds of heavier waves, but just be prepared for a slow go as more wet weather will be pivoting into the area, especially first half of the day. Showers become a little spottier second half of the day with clouds and spotty showers only in the 50s today.
All right, well, we've got some tricky travel out there over on southbound I-75. We've just picked up another accident. This one is right at the Davison, and your left shoulder is blocked. Not seeing much of a delay, but look at those conditions. Wet roads means tricky travel.
All right, Kim, thanks very much. And let's talk about sports. This is a tough one to swallow on a Wednesday morning. The United States soccer men's national team has failed to qualify for the World Cup. Trinidad and Tobago defeated the U.S. 2-1 last night. It's the first time since 1986 the team failed to qualify for the World Cup. But not our ladies soccer team, of course.
All right, well, let's make sure the girls are holding it down.
Well, congrats to Trinidad and Tobago. That's where my family's from.
All right, congrats.
Brandon says boo.
Congrats to the Cassamies.
And the whole island. Yaman. Yaman, really? It is 6:27. Coming up next at 6:30. Local stories for you from Pontiac, Macomb Township, and Detroit.
Plus, after more than a half century, a haven for local music lovers is closing its doors.
But first, an emotional surprise at school for an 11-year-old girl. That's coming up next. It's today's top video, everybody.
Oh, so special.
Navigate your morning.
Welcome back, everybody. Today's top video is an emotional one. It takes us to Utah, where this 11-year-old girl jumps into this woman's arms, jumps for joy during a visit to her school office.
Oh, it's so sweet. The video shows the heartwarming moment that the school's office manager told little Tanya Butterfield that she and her two siblings were being adopted. And you can see her reaction, so happy. And she and her siblings have waited 2 years wishing that their foster parents would be able to adopt them and be their forever parents. And now they are a forever family. And you can see how much that means to a child. Something maybe you want to consider, being an adopted parent. We're back in a moment.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News Today at 6:30 starts now.
More than a dozen dead and more than 100 missing. Wildfires continue to burn in California's wine country. We're live from Napa, California this morning.
Plus, jailed for not vaccinating her child, but her battle with the Oakland County Court is far from over. We'll show you what's happening in this case today. Brandon at the Telestrator.
Well, we have showers up in our north zone right now. You can see some of the heavier returns there. We're wondering when some of these showers are going to fly away.
Wow. I was like, is he drawing an umbrella? And then when he drew the bird.
Good stuff. Brandon.
Wow.
Let's get right back to him.
That's how you start out a Friday Eve.
We're not even mad about the rain now.
Just bringing a smile to you before you head out into the misery that is weather and traffic together. Not just Kim and I, it's the actual weather and traffic together that is not a good match. 54 degrees with some steady soaking showers, great for the grass and garden this morning. Not only did we have the bird there, but how about this? What looks like maybe a little rabbit right here. Do you see the rabbit right there?
Oh, yeah.
It's the rabbit ears. Thank you. Rabbit, the ears are over I-94 north of Mount Clemens, and the eye is right in Marine City, just to let you know. But you see the waves of wet weather heavy right over downtown, so I-94, I-75, north and south. It's tricky, and then as you head along 696 into 96 over in Livingston County, more showers piling up there, and they'll be coming in waves and and rounds today. Cool 50s and breezy. So we're saying jackets and umbrellas for the kids and yourselves this morning. And then this afternoon, the showers become a little more spotty or lighter, but still tracking spotty wet weather that could be around for the evening drive. Kim?
Oh man, well, let's focus on the morning drive right now, because this is not going to be a fun one for you if you're headed out right now. This is over on westbound I-696. We've got an accident right at Greenfield Road, and only the right lane is open. Now this one just popped up, so we're not seeing quite as many delays right now, but as this one gets cleaned up, I'm sure that those delays will start to build, so extra time there. And then this one over on northbound I-75 right at I-96, the center lane is blocked, and yes, we can see behind this icon here we've got some red, so it means we've got delays there as well. And then we've been following this one for quite some time now. This is a jackknife semi over on westbound M14 right at Sheldon Road. They're cleaning it up. However, the right lane is still blocked, so we are seeing delays there. So no matter where you're going, just be careful. Roads are damp this morning. Watch out for pooling, ponding, and maybe give yourself 10-15 minutes so you can get to where you need to be on time. Back to you.
All righty, very good advice, Kim. Thank you. It is 6:34 now. Let's get to our top story this half hour. Her stand against vaccinations made national headlines.
It also landed her in jail when she violated a court order to vaccinate her son. And today she's going to be back in court. Let's get to Rod Maloney, who joins us now live in Pontiac, where this local mom will be brought before a judge again with the very latest. Good morning.
Yeah, hi. You know, she was released from jail on Monday. She was supposed to be there till today, but she was released on Monday. She's going to be coming back here to court today because we're going to find out the status in the case and see where it all goes from here. But it was a contempt of court citation that found her in jail. And let's take a look at the reasoning behind all of that.
I would like to offer my most humble apology for having to stand in front of you today. I take full responsibility for my actions, and it was not my intent to disrespect Your Honor or to disobey the court's orders.
Rebecca Brito wanted to turn the proceedings into a debate about vaccinating children. She and many others fear they cause greater harm than they prevent. But Judge Karen McDonald made it clear it was not why they were there.
Mom agreed in a consent order dated November 30th, 2016, that the minor child would be vaccinated.
Rebecca and this man, James Horn, are the parents. They had an annulment. But the claim is that he previously shared the anti-vaccination opinion and Horn changed his mind. The judge said the dad does get a say.
10 months have gone by, and mothers failed to comply with the order that she agreed to.
In the end, Rebecca served 6 days in jail. She was released on Monday, and they returned to court today to look forward to what comes next. And so what does come next? Well, the question is, in large measure, what it is that happened to the son in terms of the vaccination. Did the father actually get him vaccinated, which was what he said he would do? We'll certainly find out. Hearings at 8:30. We'll be there. Reporting live in Pontiac, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
It is 6:36 now, and we want to get to the other big story that we continue to follow for you this morning. Wildfires burning in Northern California, leaving behind ash and even death.
Yeah, so many people have lost their lives, 17 people in all. And we're also hearing that more than 100 people are missing. These fires moving so fast, people just could not get out in time. Let's go live to Jay Gray. He joins us now in Napa, California. And how close are they to containing this thing?
Hey, Rhonda, Evrod, not close at all. In fact, that's going to be weeks, if not months, before they have full containment of these fires. The numbers you talk about, at least 17 dead, more than 100 missing, officials fear those numbers will grow as well. Take a look behind me. We can give you a first-hand view of what these flames are doing, completely gutting this home, leaving just rubble and ash here, fire swallowing neighborhoods like this one across Northern California right now. We know that 185 people have been injured. 20,000 evacuated from their homes. That number is growing. More evacuations overnight. More than 100,000 acres burned, 2,000 structures, including many homes like the one you see behind us here. Federal disaster declaration has been signed by President Trump overnight. Good news for the area. That means it'll bring in grant money. That'll help put boots on the ground, bring in extra equipment to help fight this fire. But they are a long way from containing these fires, 17 in all burning across the state. And the wind, while it's not really here to speak of at this point, it's going to grow through the day into the evening and into Thursday. That's going to fan and push these flames. There's a big concern these fires are going to continue to expand. That's the latest live here in Napa. Back to you, Rhonda, Evron.
Oh my gosh, from flooding to wildfires, so
Yeah.
much devastation across this country. All right. Thank you, Jay. 6:38 is your time, and some other stories that are making headlines here at home.
Yeah, stories from Mount Clemens and Dearborn, but we do want to start with one here in Warren. Warren police have arrested a man accused of carjacking a woman. Now, this has actually happened on Detroit's east side, though. We should let you know that. It started at St. John Macomb Hospital in Warren. The man carjacked the woman and took off, and then police chased him into Detroit, and he was taken into custody at Manistee and Wade near I-94 and Outer Drive.
And here's a look at the guy police say hopped into a running ambulance outside of Henry Ford Hospital in Mount Clemens and led police on a wild chase in that stolen ambulance. 21-year-old Eric Preston of Macomb Township is now facing felony charges for what you see here, right here on police dash cam. The chase finally ended when the ambulance was veered off the road.
And in Dearborn now, Wonderland Music closing after more than 50 years of business. The music store is known to many around Metro Detroit as a staple in the community, but at the end of the month, brothers and co-owners Clarence and Larry Wayne will retire and close the store for good.
Are you struggling to get your children out of bed right now? I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Just ahead, a local sleep expert shares the best way to wake up your kids and start the day in a better way.
Also ahead, a secret recording.
No, yesterday was a kind of aggressive for me. I need to know a person to be touched.
do a thing.
This morning, more fallout surrounding Hollywood movie mogul Harvey Weinstein, including 2 more A-list actors coming forward with their own claims.
And here's a look at this week's 4 Frenzy Game of the Week. The Northville Mustangs will visit the Novi Wildcats. And for highlights of past games of the week, you can head to the 4 Frenzy page on our website, clickondetroit.com. We're back in a minute.
4 Frenzy.
Welcome back, everybody. At 6:43, more women have come forward to make sexual harassment accusations against movie mogul Harvey Weinstein, including Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie. They both told the New York Times that they had unwanted advances with Weinstein that they rejected. Jolie even said after that incident, when she was just a youth, she refused to ever work with him again and advised others who did. The New Yorker magazine also published an audio recording from the NYPD of Weinstein and a model during a 2015 sting operation where the model claimed that Weinstein inappropriately touched her. Take a listen.
Please come in now and 1 minute, and if you want to leave, when the guy comes with my
Why
jacket,
yesterday you touched my wrist?
Oh, please, I'm sorry, just come on, I'm used to that. Come on.
Are you used to that?
Yes, come in.
No, but I'm not used to that.
I won't do it again. Come on, sit here.
No charges were ever filed as a result of that sting. Weinstein was fired from his own company on Sunday, and now there are reports that his wife, fashion designer Georgina Chapman, has left the producer.
The ever-growing controversy over the national anthem in the NFL will finally be discussed at a team owners meeting. League Commissioner Roger Goodell sent a letter to all 32 team owners ahead of next week's meeting, writing the league believes, quote, everyone should stand for the national anthem, telling owners the dispute threatens to erode the unifying power of football by dividing teams, players, and fans. A Utah police officer who was caught on video roughly handcuffing a nurse who refused to draw a patient's blood has been fired. Evidence was found that Detective Jeff Payne violated department policies when he arrested Alex Wubbles. Wubbles was eventually freed and was never charged. Brandon, over to you.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We are seeing some breakage in the activity, at least right now. It's not everywhere. In fact, some heavy rain coming down over in Washtenaw County, and that is pivoting across southern southeastern corner of Livingston County, 696 to 96 out of Oakland County. Really messy there as well. So pooling, ponding, hydroplaning, and we saw Rod Maloney out live reporting without his umbrella. Now you'll say, well, I know that's Rod, tough guy Rod, but we have seen some breaks in the action, at least temporarily. We see a little hole coming in here just south of 94 downriver, so a quick little break. However, Haircast, Kimcast is bad. It's rainy and windy most of the day, and on the cool side, really looking at temps staying in the 50s all day. We may get a few breaks in the early afternoon that help get temperatures closer to 60, but northeast winds 8 to 18, gusting to 25 miles an hour will certainly make it feel cooler. Jackets, umbrellas for the kids at the bus stops this morning and yourselves as you head out and about. Little wider view shows the rain showers heavy now up I-94 from Mount Clemens toward Port Huron. Get ready in central and northern St. Clair County. That rain is getting heavier, and you see that big swath that we're watching here coming out of Livingston County. The center of low pressure, the storm maker here, is slowly going to pull across and over us, and it drags more and more wet weather with it. So we continue through the afternoon. By 2, 3 o'clock, it does become a lot more spotty with the showers, but not gone completely. And wouldn't they love 20, 30 minutes of our rain out in the San Francisco area, getting just devastated by the wildfires in Napa Valley, fatal wildfires, and increasing problem there. For tomorrow, 60s and cloudy with an isolated shower or two, but not a terrible day. Friday, we get into some sun, 73. Saturday, decent through about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then a front brings some rain and thunder. And Kim, the marathon Sunday morning now looks more like wet weather late in the day.
Well, that's definitely good news for those people running the marathon or half marathon or 5K or whatever you're running. So that's great news. All right, well, we've got lots of problems to let you know about over on the roads this morning. So we'll start with southbound I-75 right at the Davison here. You can see we've got trouble out there. The right lane is blocked, so cars traveling cautiously through this area. Roads are very wet. Northbound I-75 has an accident as well, just past Holbrook here. Left lane blocked there. And then also on northbound I-75, we've got an accident right at I-96. The center lane is blocked, so you will start to see those backups start to build. I-696 right on the westbound side, right at Greenfield. Only the right lane is open there, and as you can see on the red on our map, big delays in that area. And then this is westbound M14 right at Sheldon Road. We did have a jackknife semi here. This is now blocking the right lane, and we are seeing delays here as well. So lots of problems. No matter where you're headed this morning, get on the road as soon as possible and just be careful out there. Back to you.
All right, Kim, thank you. It is 6:48 now, and in good health this morning. Do you struggle to get your children out of bed in the morning? We all know it can be a real battle. Heck, it can be a real battle just
for us to get out of bed. Anybody to get out of bed.
Right.
On this Wellness Wednesday, though, our Dr. Frank McGeorge is here with an expert who has advice to help try to get your day started a little bit better.
I'm all ears.
Perhaps you're in the middle of it right now, trying to get your kids up and out the door without resorting to yelling or threats. But what's really the best way to wake up children? Well, we talked to a local sleep expert to find out.
They don't like to get out of bed. I have 2 high schoolers.
It's a struggle Michelle Blau and her son Grant of West Bloomfield remember well.
Years of battle, years of 5 more minutes, years of slamming doors, not eating in the morning because they didn't have time for breakfast.
So what are parents doing wrong?
If you're waking your child up before their sleep needs are met, they are going to be a bear to wake up in the morning.
Dawn Dory Stites is a clinical psychologist and sleep expert at Mott Children's Hospital. She says if your morning is a mess, your child's bedtime may be to blame.
The best advice is to get the child or the teenager the sleep they need the night before. And I know that can be really, really difficult.
School-age kids need 9 to 12 hours of sleep a night. Teenagers need 8 to 10, but most are not getting it.
You're waking up this really groggy kid who is still in the middle of sleep cycles. It is going to be monstrous.
Consistency is also key. That means on weekends, your child should get up within an hour of when they need to get up during the week. As for the best ways to wake up kids, Dory Stites says, turn on the lights.
Bringing in some light into the room, and in the middle of a Michigan winter, it's not going to be natural light, but even just turning on the overhead lights can help them gradually wake up. For a kid who has met their sleep need, those lights and that consistent wake time is going to wake them up fairly easily, and right around the time that you're trying to wake them up.
Giving a 10-minute warning is also helpful.
It can let a child kind of transition from the sleep state to a little bit more of an awake state.
For teenagers, Dory Stites says keep cell phones out of the bedroom at night and set up another area for them to do homework.
having a separate homework space, even if it's just a floor pillow that the teenager uses for homework rather than their bed, can be an important consideration.
For high schoolers, it may help to have teens set their own alarm, but
as a parent, if you're thinking about rolling out the alarm, then you should A, be a backup system for them, because that is a new skill that they're learning, how to wake to an alarm, get up, get moving independently. And B, be prepared that they might not succeed the first time you do that.
That's what ultimately ended the morning battles at the Blau household.
My strategy is actually very hands-off. They do way better if they set their own alarms, wake up, don't have to interact with me. The minute I have to get involved, all hell breaks loose.
I've slept past my alarm, but I still find a way to get out the door.
There have been times where they're racing out the door, putting on their shoes as the car's pulling out.
And we've all been there. Now, if you feel like your kids are getting sufficient sleep, but they're still very difficult to wake up, you need to talk to your pediatrician, because that could be a sign of an underlying sleep problem. Back to you.
Ooh, up to 12 hours of sleep. Doesn't that sound good?
I know. Next up, advice for TV news anchors who have to be up at 2 a.m.
We're back in a moment.
Sky 4 traffic.
Well, good morning. Pack your patience, your umbrella, the light jacket, the galoshes, everything you got, the arsenal. 53 degrees, north wind is 13. The winds are going to be a little pesky today, keeping us cool, and you see the waves of wet weather coming in. We're also getting a couple of breaks here in between Toledo and Detroit. The wet weather coming at us from southwest to northeast throughout the day, and there's more wet weather west that's going to shift across. So just plan for a wet first half of the day in the 50s, and then more spotty showers after 2 or 3 p.m. Gets a little bit lighter. Tomorrow, the clouds and 60s with just an isolated shower. And Saturday, Friday, Saturday, we'll get a little sun and warm it up a little bit. Kim.
All right, well, your commute today, it's not going to be fun. We've got problems out there. Westbound I-696 right at Greenfield Road, only the right lane is open. Over on northbound I-75, just past Holbrook, left lane blocked there. Also on I-75, the northbound lanes right at I-96, the center lane is blocked. And then we still have this situation over on westbound M14 at Sheldon Road. The right lane is blocked there due to an earlier jackknife semi-accident.
Bring along the patience,
Boy, oh
everybody.
boy.
Absolutely.
Well, you may have noticed Rod Maloney has been working with us every morning in place of Nick Monticelli, who's been off for the last few days for a very special reason.
Yes.
We have the exciting news to share. Their family has been on baby watch.
Yes, and we are pleased to welcome Marco Monticelli, who was actually just born last night. So an extended member of the local 4 family.
Yes. Nick tells us that Mom and Marco are doing great and that he keeps asking for cannolis already.
Yes.
What a great name. Marco Monticelli.
Marco Monticelli.
Have a great day, everybody. Join us on Facebook Live as we remember and honor breast cancer.
Mangia cannoli.